Tract. Whenever you guys are ready.
Okay. Hi, I'm Blake. I'm Austin.
And I'm Fallon, and we're Tract. Before we get started, I just want to mention we do have another group member. His name's Alex Schimmel, and unfortunately, because of an accident he got in about 3 months ago, he hasn't been able to attend school, and he couldn't make it today because he had a doctor's appointment, but he would have loved to come. So, since our MVP pitch, we've changed a lot as a company. If you all remember, we started out as a company that would simply text the customer of a restaurant when their food is on its way. Now, after learning a lot from our MVP, we have adjusted our model, so now we are more of a customer analytics-based app for restaurants, and we will take down analytics on their deliveries, which I'll get more into later. But after extensive marketing research, we took 500 surveys from people who are customers of restaurants who order out, and from these surveys, we learned that pizza places were the #1 most delivered from, then Chinese food places, and then sandwich shops. So in doing our research, we decided the most logical thing to do would be to talk to pizza place restaurant owners to get most accurate information. So in doing this, we learned that they have 3 primary problems. The first problem is they don't know where their delivery drivers are. So a lot of them complained about them stopping to go get food or stopping to go see their friends while they're being paid. So our app would allow them to track their delivery driver, make it a lot more time efficient and cost efficient. Also, another problem that they were having is they don't have an avenue for direct customer feedback from their customers. So most of them are getting customer feedback from sites such as Yelp, which is usually after one bad customer experience and they're getting a bunch of negative reviews. Our app would provide a direct avenue for them to get this feedback so that it wouldn't be going through into other sources as well. Another problem that they were having is they don't know enough about their deliveries. The bulk of their research is done on their restaurant, the in-restaurant orders, because it is the most convenient and easiest information to get, but they don't know much about their average time and distance and what are people ordering for their deliveries. And so our app would also help solve this problem as well. So this is how Tract would work. This is a home page that we would have. So for our home page, we would have an account for the restaurant owner and the delivery driver. The delivery driver's account would be underneath the restaurant owner's account, and the customer of the restaurant would also be able to create an account. So this is the page for the restaurant owner. So one of the things they'll be able to do on our app is look at the analytics. So their analytics would be things like the average distance traveled of their delivery drivers per delivery, the average time that they travel, where are they going, say South Barrington, North Barrington, what are people ordering, a lot of things like that. And they'd also be able to track their delivery drivers at all times, so they would know exactly where they are in case they have an angry customer or someone on the phone with them. This is what the delivery drivers portion of the app would look like. For them, they'd be able to, so say they have 3 addresses to go to. So we found out that a lot of delivery drivers are not just taking one order, they're taking several orders at once. So they would be able to use voice command to say, I want this address, and this address. And then in doing that, it would show them the quickest route to those 3 addresses. And as soon as they hit the start delivery button, that's when the customer would receive the message saying your food is on its way. Once they get that message, they can then track the delivery driver all throughout the process. As soon as they hit on delivery, the tracking is disabled, and they can no longer track the delivery driver. When this happens, the screen will pop up and it'll say customer feedback or feedback for the restaurant. And at that point in time, they can leave any feedback that they may have that will go straight to the restaurant owner and not to any public place for anyone else to view. All right, I'm going to hand it off to Austin to talk about our market size.
So I'm here to talk about our market size, and we are entering the growing market of restaurant delivery. Without competitors, we could potentially service up to 140,000 delivery restaurants in the United States. And charging $25 a month, we get the total of $42 million. Realistically, we can't initially service all those restaurants, so we narrowed it down to delivery restaurants in the Chicago area. And that gives us a total of 1,200 restaurants and a total of $360,000. We are entering a $67 billion market. And obviously with such a big market, we're going to have some competitors. So we've identified two main competitors, one being Xpost and two being Grubhub. Xpost allows restaurant owners to have in-store analytics while we provide delivery analytics. And also Grubhub allows customers to order food through their website or app while we do that and so much more. Now I'm going to hand it off to Blake to talk about our financials.
As Austin said, I'm here to talk to you guys about our financials. I'd like to start off with our revenue. In year one, we were projected to make around $35,000, increasing to about $1.9 million by year 5. How we're going to be able to do this is through a $300 yearly subscription fee, which could be paid in increments of $25 a month. In year one, we hope to receive around 290 restaurants, increasing to around 3,800 restaurants by year 5. As you can see, between years 2 and 3, we seem to run out of our SAM. So between years 2 and 3, we would like to go farther into the Midwestern cities and even farther into the United States in order to achieve these restaurants. Next, I'd like to talk to you about our gross profit. Gross profit is the revenue minus the cost of goods sold. Based on the fact that we are an application, we will not be having a cost of goods sold, so the gross profit is equal to the revenue. And finally, we have our net income. In year 1, we will have a net income of around $13,000, and by year 5, a net income of around $520,000. The net income comes from the revenue minus all of the costs that it takes to run a business. Our first cost will be insurance. We'll need insurance for liability, property, and cyber. And in year 1, we'll need around $2,750, and it will increase by year based on our revenue. In year 2, we'll also need money towards our information technology. Due to the fact that we are highly dependent on our IT, we will be dedicating around 25% of our revenue streams towards the information technology. This will go towards data storage and encryption, data centers, coding, and backup. We also put money towards marketing. We will need around 20% of our revenue streams in order to market. And this money towards marketing will go towards our commercial advertising, online advertising, or any other advertising we find necessary, such as magazines. And finally, we have our salaries. We will begin taking salaries in years 2 through 5. And this will be around 20% of our total revenue. And we need our salaries in order to show dedication and to have some sort of incentive and reasoning into continuing to work for our business. Now I'm going to hand it off to Fallon, who's going to talk about our MVP experience.
Okay, so this is where we learned a lot. So our MVP, we did 3 different things for our MVP. So first, we conducted something we call ride-alongs. And ride-alongs was a concierge service where we'd sit in the with the driver of a restaurant, and we'd record the analytics that our app would record, as well as record or text the customer when we leave the restaurant saying your food is on its way. Then we would take feedback from that customer when we get to their house, as well as from the restaurant owner after we performed the service at their restaurant for a little while. So in all, we spent about 90 hours total, or 80 hours total on the ride-along portion of this. The second portion of our MVP service was just talking to restaurant owners, getting their opinion, what do they need to know about their deliveries. So these are the restaurants that we spoke to during that portion of our MVP, and that we learned from them that they need an incentive to purchase the app, and that's where the analytics came into play. Because all restaurant owners want information and they want to know more about their customers, and our app will provide that for them. Actually, after speaking to these restaurant owners, 2 of the restaurants told us that they would be interested for us to come back to them after our pitch if we don't get funded. And I think about 5 of them said that they would be very interested in purchasing our app afterwards. The third component of our MVP is we did surveys. So we wanted to survey the customers of the restaurants to make sure that this is something that they also were interested in. So after conducting 500 surveys, we found out that 93% of them said that they would love to have our service and that it would be very convenient for them. And about 71% said that it would make them order from a restaurant with our service over another restaurant without our service. Okay, so yeah, this is our new business model. As I said, it made a couple changes as far as where our revenue would be coming from, and and basically just how we're going to be focusing our business and marketing.
So obviously, in order to get started, we're going to need a little bit of money. We're asking for around $48,000 to get our business off the ground. This money would go towards the application coding, which would be around $30,000, the legal fees of around $5,000, maximum cumulative loss of around $2,800, and a liquidity cushion of around $10,000. In exchange for the $48,000, we're offering 18.1% equity in our company based on a post-money valuation of around $216,000. And the internal rate of return would be around 49.2%, and the money multiple would be around 3.2 times. We are hoping to sell our company in around year 3 to Grubhub or any other competitor who's interested in our company. Now I'm going to hand it off to Austin. He's gonna.
After many complications throughout the year, we still managed to learn a lot and have a great experience in this class. And thank you for the consideration in a future partnership with Tract.
So I have to say, the product grew as you talked. You're tracking deliveries, you're taking orders as well, food orders?
We're not taking food orders.
Okay, I thought you lost when you said that you were going to take orders.
We were planning on including that later on.
As some
but
sort of upgrade eventually.
yeah.
So you're not competing with Grubhub in that sense?
Not
Right,
initially,
Not
but
initially.
we plan to.
And then you get statistics on the deliveries?
Yeah.
Yes.
For the restaurant owners?
Yeah.
Yes. So pretty much like the general areas of the deliveries, the location of the deliveries, the time, the distance, and also as Fallon mentioned, like it would allow the owners of the restaurants to see where the car actually is for the.
I wouldn't want to be the delivery.
Exactly.
But how are you doing that? Obviously, GPS technology is available.
Right.
Most people in my company put it in the trucks, and that's how we do it. It's a separate service. I'm assuming you're not doing business costs, so you're
No.
doing it through GPS on the phone?
Yeah, so
Yes.
we're doing it through the phone GPS, so we're doing,
Find me type stuff?
yeah, so, and, actually, that we used our phone GPS is when we did it, so,
Okay.
yeah, just the distance, the time, and then what's being ordered, I think that would also come later as far as, like, as soon as we have people start ordering through our app, too.
You were asking about the tracking of like the cars, right?
Yeah, when they're gone,
Okay,
and
so
there's
it's like-
various ways of doing it, but I'm assuming you're doing it through the.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
much
Similar
like, it
to
was like
like
an Uber
Uber
kind of thing.
kind of.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
just
yeah.
see where the car is
And then-
through the phone.
Are you done?
Yeah.
In the MVP, when you did the drive-alongs, you text the customer when you were like
Yes.
a minute away or something?
Yeah.
Or we're on our way?
When I
or-
was leaving, and then once we got to their house.
Okay. And then did you go in with the delivery driver, collect the money?
Yeah, okay, so we go up to the door and we just said, like, how did you like our service? Did you find it helpful? And then also we asked them, is this a service that would make you order from this restaurant over another restaurant without our service?
Okay, so can you quantify that? How many of those, how many people did you see and how many people answered that question positive?
Okay, so we saw,
I'd
yeah,
say around 60.
60, yeah. And then I want to say at least, I have it on a chart on my computer, but I think at least like 70% said positive. Usually the answer we would get is if the food was the same quality, then we would definitely, or if the food was like, so if I'm deciding between two pizza places and one had it, then yes. But if it's like pizza place and Chinese food and I'm in the mood for Chinese food, no, is kind of the answer that we would get a lot of the times.
Okay, but that's from your surveys.
Correct.
I'm talking about just the actual time when you walked up to the door to say something. Hey, did you like us notifying you?
Yeah, that was probably about like 95% positive. There was an occasional person here and there who.
And so the surveys, you say, gosh, if I'm choosing, it's a differentiator if I'm choosing between two pizza places, but I'm not going to choose my, what I want for dinner
Right,
over the
right,
status.
right.
Got it.
Did you find that restaurants would pay $300 a year?
Uh,
Did they find that a good price point?
During our meetings, one of our main questions was, what would you pay for the service? And from, I think, like 5 of the 9, all of them said 25. And then we kind
Per
of used
month?
it per month. So we
Yes.
did that's like $297 or $279 a year, like a little discount. But yeah, so we got those numbers from the restaurants themselves.
Was that, and so that's your primary revenue stream, right?
Yes.
Subscription
Yes.
service?
Yes.
And the ad, you had mentioned in your Canvas model that ads was an additional
Yes.
one.
So
I'm trying to think of, there aren't that many restaurant owners that are going to be looking at the ads, so what's the plan
okay,
for
so
advertising?
the advertising is something that would also come later. We don't actually have it in our financial model right
Okay,
now.
that was my other question.
Yes.
Thank you.
So basically the ads, we were thinking, so say like a restaurant owner is slower on like a Wednesday night, they can advertise on their own text messages, like free order of
nice.
soda.
Very good,
Yeah, so we were thinking increase, yeah,
Especially if you've got a customer base that's ordered from them.
Exactly.
Very clever.
Thank you.
And so you're not, the only way you'll communicate with the restaurant's customers is through text.
Correct.
They don't have to download an app or anything like that. 'Cause
We've kind of gone back and forth. I think eventually we'd like them to create an account on the app, but like to start out, we're starting with text messages.
Well, I like that, by the way, because
Same.
they won't download the text.
Right.
Exactly.
But you will get a text.
It's easy, make it easy.
Yeah, and I do like the idea of doing promotions.
Mhm.
That is a really big opportunity. That actually helps you justify the $300 to the restaurant owner.
Mhm.
Like,
Gosh.
go to your numbers page backwards. Next one. That one.
This one?
48.
40.
You want, you're looking for 48,000?
Yes,
That's-
47,800.
I don't get why there's an app here.
Yeah,
I
that's,
They're texting, why?
so it's like a beta 2 with the texting.
But they've got the,
Follow the GPS.
yeah, the track where the driver is.
So the app is for the restaurant owner.
Correct.
And then it's the collection of the review at the end. They've got a customer's gonna put it in. What did you think of
But
it?
they're not gonna, the customer's not gonna be interfacing with the app. You might say, text me back your review.
Right.
Everything about the
Oh, yeah, that's a
review
good
is
point.
you're preempting a negative customer from going to Yelp, right?
Correct, yeah.
That's the whole value of the review.
Yes.
I mean, it'd be nice to get some nice
Yeah.
reviews, but really
Exactly.
what you wanna do is if you're mad, tell me, don't tell somebody else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The restaurant owners all have almost every single one of them complained about Yelp because they don't know where the review is actually coming from. And in this way, they'd be able to interact with them and immediately solve that problem. Or they even like the good reviews I talked about, they could put on social media and things like that so that it would promote their restaurant.
You're gonna have to track all the customer information, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I'm into the technology you got. I just don't know if you need an app or a website.
Okay.
And I don't know the cost difference, but I'm pretty sure websites are a lot less expensive.
Yeah.
I might be
You are
wrong
gonna,
there.
yeah,
They are.
a big part of the value, I think, for the driver is that it's gonna work on the phone. Because you're gonna need to be, it's gonna have to be a portable website then, which
Yeah.
means
Oh,
it's like.
I didn't get that point. The driver is
The
the.
driver is gonna be using it to find the addresses.
And once it gets to
You've
the
got-
house,
Yeah, you clarified it. I got
Yeah,
it. You'll need
I think
that.
the app needs to be there.
Website is great,
The customer will be text, the driver will be an app.
It's
The
all-
owner will be an iPad and back in the kitchen, I imagine. It's full of flour and pizza sauce.
but I guess where Carl was going is,
It's a lot.
it's a lot of money for us. What can you do for a lot less?
Okay, so this is a more complicated version of the app. This has a lot more features. We could do a very basic version of the app, I think for around 25 grand. So with that, it would record like the average time and distance of the orders, like where they're going to, and then it would also send the text and do the tracking, but none of the other, like, I don't know if we could do the reviews and that kind of stuff with that.
I don't think the reviews are that big a deal itself. I know
Okay.
the benefit of the restaurant owners,
Right.
they don't like it that, but it's still sellable without that.
Right. We can just do the upgrades later.
And that 25 grand includes your legal fees and a little bit of cushion.
I think it might be a little over with the.
You're saying 25 instead of 48.
Yeah.
And 18.1, what am I getting for that 0.1%? I'd not break down.
A smile.
I got 3 of them right now, I just been paid. But yeah, I'd the 18, how'd you get to 18%? Just,
the 18, how did I get the 18%?
yeah.
It was a number out of our financial model, so basically, well, our post, I don't know, because I think it works out like the postman evaluation is 216,000. So if you guys gave us 48,000, that's around 18.1%. So, yeah.
Money valuations with the discounted cash flow analysis over 5 years. Remember that? I mean, it's, okay, well, I'm stuck on the big capital part of it. I mean, the liquidity cushion, we can all take a chance together and wipe that out, so you're down to 38. And what keeps going through my mind is there a way to bootstrap this one as well?
There's definitely to be something I could think
And
of.
how you could do it is, you wonder if you get a couple of customers, and your first proposition to them is, we're gonna put all of your customers list together and get their cell phone numbers, and we're gonna accumulate this, and we're gonna literally text them, our driver just left, our driver just got here, and you guys are gonna work Friday night doing that, and then you're gonna say, boy, I got 1,000 cell phone numbers for you, let's do a group text about a Wednesday night promotion, and somebody might hire you to do that, and then you start building out the analytics with it, you build out the website, instead of approaching it from a software perspective, you approach it from a service point of view, and then morph it into a software. I don't know if that's scalable. I mean, this is just top of mind. It's not scalable. I don't know if it's meaningful to start that way. You would. I'll tell you, if I was a pizza parlor and you guys told me, hey, I want to come in and work in your place, and I'll text everybody, and I'll collect a bunch of cell phone numbers for you and give you a promotion, I would probably pay you.
As a consumer, I wouldn't give you my cell phone if you're personally, I would be upset if you started texting me other consumers.
That's what
I'd be
we-
offended
That's the only
if
issue
you're
that
using
we-
texting for
Yeah, right.
advertising, I just wouldn't do it again.
We have had restaurants though say, like in the phone call, like if people ask, like, oh no, it wouldn't be used for anything else, just simply this one-time use.
Yes,
When
that's,
you do an opt-in, what you do is you say, can I have your cell phone number so we can text you in delivery? Yes, okay. By the way, are you interested in receiving promotions from us as well?
That's better.
And our coupons? Are you?
Okay, yeah.
And some people say no, some people say yes. But the ones that say yes are worth a lot of money to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes. Get out of here.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.